This is the Jose Soto Show. You're listening to Jose Soto. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at the real Jose Soto, the real Jose Soto. You can also look at my blog. I haven't been on my blog for a while, but I will start blogging next week. Again, another spout of blog posts and thoughts and rants of yours truly. TheRealJoseSoto.blogspot.com, TheRealJoseSoto.blogspot.com. Don't forget, if you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, you may do so as well. Under Jose Soto Show, that's our username for YouTube. You'll find all of our extras. You'll find also my little rants on certain issues, articles, news, events, and whatever pops up here and there. But today I want to talk about is it gets better. Now, again, a lot of people may not recognize who I am, and that's fine. I have to sometimes repeat myself every 3 months and restate what I believe, and sometimes I may have new information, like today. The It Gets Better project, which is started by none other than that little weenie, Dan Savage. Dan Savage. That's his name. You know Dan Savage, the little weenie, the little douchebag who likes to call people names in front of their faces and make little girls cry and all that. Oh yeah, that Dan Savage. He is against bullying. But if he needs to stop bullying, he has to bully himself. And of course, he has derailed. He hates monogamy, by the way. I mean, if you read some of his stuff that he says, he may deny it, but the way that he writes his columns and all that, it's like he hates people, gay people, being monogamous. He's one of those original gay liberationists who think that gay people are nothing but pawns for the political gain of certain people to be used and abused. And that's what he believes in. And take a look at this whole It Gets Better campaign. The campaign was basically, it basically got a push by Google. Google did a Google Chrome commercial, and I do use Google Chrome. It's one, actually it's the most easiest browser, and it uses less memory than Firefox, Mozilla, or Internet Explorer. And I use Google Chrome. And I used it even before this little commercial came out. And so, Dan Savage, what does he want? Does he want to stop bullying? No. Because if he really wanted to stop bullying, there will be a different approach and a totally different language being used. Dan Savage, what he wants to do is to create a name for himself using the plight and the demise of certain LGBT, gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, questioning, intersex, whatever you want to call yourself. I don't give a shit. That label is totally overused. Just call yourself a homo. Let everything else just fall apart. Let the chips fall where they might fall. And just say you're a homo. Plain and simple. If you're transgender, well, you're transgender. That's another thing. But, I don't really care much for this label. LGBTQI. No, what was it? When I was in university, we had this resource center, and the official name of the community was the LGBTQI. The A, I never got what the A was. I thought it was asexual. Yeah, like if asexuals are totally the same as being homo, right? Asexuals are basically these little people, little eunuchs who don't like either sex, don't like anything. So they either cut off their dicks or cut off their nuts. I mean, that's what they do. No, so that label is pretty much overused. But somehow we're all part of this, right? We're all part of Dan Savage's little utopia, and he's the supposed ringmaster. Now, Dan Savage, he says that he saw a need to do something about this whole gay suicide. Not gay. Hold on a second. He doesn't care about gay suicide. Much like the gay community doesn't give a rat's ass about gay suicide. We're more interested in gay teen suicide. Gay teenagers between the ages of 12 and 17 who kill themselves, those are the ones that we're interested in. Not the 30-year-olds, for the most part, who comprise of the large majority of the members of the LGBTQIASSBTSXYZ community that are the majority that kill themselves. No, we don't concentrate on that or focus our resources over there. We're talking about LGBTQ, what I'm saying? Homo teens. That's where we are focusing our resources. Is that a good idea? I don't know. Because if gay teens see gay adults committing suicide, what do you think is what kind of impression would that leave? Obviously not a very good one. If a gay teen sees a homo adult already in his 30s and 40s committing suicide, the impression will be left that there's no hope to be a gay adult male. You see what I'm saying? So that creates an environment in which, of course, a gay person of that age might feel like, wait a minute, what's the point of living then? So if we don't address suicide in general within our community, then we cannot address it anywhere. It's plain and simple. Yet the fanaticos of the It Gets Better campaign will never tell you that how many... Excuse me, I just had a beer, so that's why I'm burping a lot today. They're not going to tell you how many people they have already rescued. They won't tell you that. And what they won't tell you is, they might tacitly acknowledge these facts, is that gay teen suicide, as of late, has been on the rise. It hasn't been decreasing ever since this little Emmy Award-winning program has come out. Lately, little weenie Savage, little Dan Savage, who has never tried to kill himself. He is not a psychologist. He's not a therapist. Has never dealt with suicide himself or anything remotely close to this issue. He, therefore, has won a lot of awards for this campaign. And now, this week, it's announced that the TV Academy, the Emmys, the governors are going to give him a special award to Mr. Little Weenie Savage. For doing what exactly? How many lives has he rescued? No, it's not whether or not it was effective. This guy is like many supposed leaders of the community, are all about themselves, their resumes, their images, and getting those awards. I mean, look at Joe Jervis's stupid, pathetic little blog. Joe My God, right? What do you see there? You see, I got nominated for the Webby Award, Blog of the Year Award, nomination, blah, 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 GLAAD Award. Who gives a shit? Really, who does? Nobody. It's a piece of shit blog that everybody likes. Not everybody, but just a lot of these gay guys like this stupid shit site because sometimes what Joe Jervis does is that he takes pictures of man's crotches and he puts them on the blog, and I don't know, maybe a lot of guys like that. And if you do, there are other sites that have that kind of shit. But hey, it's a LGBT national recognized website or blog, Joe Jervis's blog. And if you ask any homo down the street, hey, do you know who Joe Jervis is? They'll be like, huh? Oh, but if you ask them who Lady Gaga is, they'll know, right? So he's not nationally recognized as Lady Gaga or Ricky Martin, Elton John, Ellen DeGeneres. I mean, these are house names that anybody knows. Even straight people know these names. If you ask who, oh, you know Joe Mike, Joe what? Joe Mike what? Same thing with Dan Savage. A lot of people don't know who Dan Savage is outside the community. And even within the community, I bet you that at least 60% don't know who Dan Savage is. Go to a gay pride. Go to a homo pride parade. Go there, and I've been to many of them, and I've asked people, hey, do you know Dan Savage? Nah, Dan who? They know who Gloria Trevi is. You know who Gloria Trevi is? She's Mexico's Madonna. Oh, she's a big fat hag. She hangs around with these gay prides in Mexico. She's very popular. Well, especially in the California Latino community, you know, that's... But I think she has more popularity than Dan Savage or Joe Jervis put together. I'm sorry. That's the plain truth. So these guys are all pushing this it gets better bullshit. And the funny part about it is that people, when they say that, you know, when they repeat this phrase, it gets better, it's regurgitated, it gets better, it gets better, it gets better. I'm gonna make a video, my video, right? It's my video, it's my face on it, and it's supposed to be about me, right? A unique take of this problem that we have in the community, this gay teen suicide. But yeah, you have to plug that phrase in. And you know why that happens? You know why you have to... If you make an It Gets Better video, you have to plug that phrase in. It's all about mind control. That's what it is. If you ask any specialist in this area about mind control and hypnosis, they'll tell you that the way that you hypnotize and control somebody's mind subconsciously, not consciously obviously, but subconsciously, is you create certain catchwords that will trigger what you want them to do. Okay? So that, I mean, I say this and people are like, Jose, that's not true. Dan Savage, he's for the community. He wants to stop suicides in the community. Really? How many suicides have been prevented? We don't know that number. Somebody can show me a number, because it doesn't exist. Look at the latest statistics from the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, from the Human Health Services, from the World Health Organization, and even those, you know, and these are, especially WHO, the World Health Organization, WHO, even though those people, like, I doubt. So I'm going to throw that out. And actually, WHO says that it's getting a lot worse, but I'm just going to throw that out. The CDC says that there's been an increase in gay teen suicide. It hasn't decreased ever since Dan Savage put out his little weenie face out there for everybody to see. Alright? So, why is he getting an award then? Why is he getting an Emmy Award? Again, this is the second time, by the way. He got one for the MTV special. You know, the MTV special. Dan Savage's MTV special. Right? It wasn't because, oh, MTV cared about the community. No, it was about continuing this this subjugation of the gay human mind subconsciously. I mean, that's what I think it is. You can draw up your own conclusions of why gay people have to repeat this phrase. It gets better, and well, let me get to that. What this phrase really means and what it entails, and I'll try to get to that in a bit. But first, let's take a little break. I'm gonna take a piss. I had a couple beers already, so it's Thursday. It's a very warm evening here in Phoenix, Arizona, and so I felt like having a couple of beers and just relaxing and looking at some stuff here and reading some articles. To tell you the truth, a lot of people are not buying into this shit anymore, which is good. A lot of gay people are saying, you know what, Dan Savage is full of shit and he's a little weenie. Yes, that's what he is, a fraud and a weenie. A really bad weenie that you don't want anywhere near your mouth. Alright? Let's just say that. Okay, let's take a break. We'll be right back after these short messages. Alright, and we're back. Let me just ask this question to anybody that has seen any of these It Gets Better weenie videos made by a bunch of wannabe do-gooders, these little douchebags. How superficial can you be? I mean, when you make a video, you're like, okay, I made a video, It Gets Better video. That's it. I'm done. I hope I can save a life or two. But people get to see my ugly schmuck, my ugly little face up in the internet, and then people will be like, oh, look at Carol, look at Jamie, right? Oh, he made an It Gets Better video. Oh, no, he cares. Really? Oh, he cares, right? I bet he doesn't. Maybe he does, but he doesn't know how to really care. He's been told that if you make an It Gets Better video, things will get better. So what does that mean then? It gets better. What is that, by the way? Well, why don't we take each word apart and figure out what this phrase really means? I mean, nobody has ever investigated this. Nobody has ever really analyzed this whole big fat lie that it is. But we can start with the name. I mean, that's one way we can tell it's a big fat lie. A fraud. Alright? Alright. Now here's, let me see. So, we have it. Okay. Let me write it here. It gets better. Okay. That's the phrase. It gets better. Now let's take a look at it. What is it? What is it? Well, it's a vague word that can describe anything. It could be your car. Your car gets better. Your computer gets better. But it doesn't say life gets better, right? It's not like life gets better or your life gets better or It is really the most ambiguous way to start this is by starting with the phrase. To start this phrase with the word it. It gets better. It can be anything you want. It can mean anything you want. That reality of this meaning is meaningless now. There's no meaning to it. You can't put a meaning to something that's too ambiguous. And so when it's ambiguous, there's no meaning to it. You can't really label anything like that. Anyway, I don't know, what is it? Is it the your life? Is it your house? Is it your bank account? Your boyfriend? Your boyfriend gets better? Your commode? Your ole ole? Your bourgeois bourgeois? Those are terms for your trick. Your trick gets better. Is that what it is? Your trick gets better? Oh, your dick gets better. Your cock gets bigger. Don't worry, it's gonna get bigger. Your cock gets bigger. Right? Have we ever heard of those stupid announcements ever you go, especially to the porn sites? These little ads that say, oh, Ron Jeremy has a secret that he wants to tell you, that how to grow your cock 4 inches. And you know what it is, right? It's bullshit. Life is full of bullshit, and you're going to have to decipher it. You're going to have to pull it apart. Now, let's go to the second word. Gets. Gets. Now, that is really interesting because now you're making an assurance. Gets. It's an action. Right? And the action word, or this action, is that something's going to happen. We're not sure where is it going to go, but it's going to go somewhere. Gets. It's going to get somewhere. We don't know where. Right? Just like in Alice in Wonderland, when Alice tried to figure out where she was and where how to get back home, and she saw this pole, and the sign says here, 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 everywhere, pointing to every direction. That's what this word really means in this context. Get can mean anywhere. It can move anywhere. Now, the word better. What do you mean by better? That means that will it be better by 1 degree? Would I lose 5 pounds now? Would I have a boyfriend? Better. How do you define better? How do you measure better? In this case, bullying, or is it suicide? You feel less suicidal now when you saw an It Gets Better video with little weenie Dan Savage? Really? So are you that simpleton? Are you that, how can I put this? Are you that stupid that it took a video with little weenie Dan Savage to stop you from killing yourself? Really? Well, if that is the case, why doesn't Dan Savage work for the cops and be a suicide negotiator, right? Don't kill yourself, it gets better! The man on the ledge. Hi. This is Dan Savage. Don't kill yourself, okay? Don't jump off the building, okay? Don't worry, it gets better, okay? It gets better, okay? Alright? Don't jump, okay? Just realize and ingrain this into your little brain, okay? It gets better, okay? It gets better, alright? I don't have to explain how or what happened in your life, or understand what your life is about, or understand your background. Alright? I'm just going to tell you because I'm Dan Savage and I have 2 Emmys, and I want you to understand that it gets better, okay? So don't kill yourself, asshole. I mean, how do you measure better? How do you measure that? If you return back to your home and don't jump off that ledge, I will give you a $10 Starbucks gift card. I can imagine him working for the cops. Suicide negotiator. No, now drop that knife, okay? Now drop that knife. Alright? We need to get nasty, okay? Now, have you read my latest blog entry about people that use knives? Like they get those knives that get really pokey, and there'll be blood. Now don't jump off that ledge. Drop the knife, and yes, I know you're losing your home to foreclosure. Your wife left you, and now you're not getting any pussy, and your kids hate you, your in-laws hate you, everybody hates you, your life is a goner, you lost your job, you're losing your house, your car got repoed, oh Lord. But don't worry, it gets better. Now get off. Get down. Hey, here's my video on YouTube. I hope this stops you from jumping off the... Hey, look. Okay, somebody grab my laptop. Look, sir. Sir, look at my video. Now, see? It gets better. Now, stop it. Now, get back from there. And then... Woo, he jumps off the the ledge. Bridge, ledge, whatever. How do you measure better? And you say, nobody's going to answer that for me. How do you measure better? How do you? I mean, what's the accomplishment here? Is the thing that, well, if you are somebody that's very analytical like I am, somebody that doesn't care for bullshit like I do, then you will probably say, okay, what we want is to stop suicide. Does it get better? I'm not sure it does. I don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean by it gets better? What better? How do we measure better? How do we measure that? You make more money now? Are you more happier? Are you out of your depression, zombie state, or what? How do we measure that? Do you just not kill yourself, but you're still feeling like shit? Is that better? I mean, I don't understand. People become more accepting of you. People love you. I mean, how can that happen by just saying this little word, by this little phrase? It means nothing because it's an empty bourgeois cliche, meaningless phrase with 3 words that, in many cases, if you use words that are very seductive, it can create a subconscious induction and a state of hypnosis. And that's what I research about. How do you hypnotize people with using words? And you have to make those words seductive to people, that it comes rolling off their tongue subconsciously. And that's what this is all about. Not all of it. Well, I'll say that that's part of it. Okay? The other part is for Dan Savage. He gets all the credit, the glory, and everybody else, go ahead, shoot yourselves. But nobody's bothering to ask exactly what this phrase really means. What do gay people do when they actually see It Gets Better videos? Now, here's what I think happens, and I'll go into a little bit more detail after the break, but here's what I think happens. People see, those gay dudes, gay teens, whatever, who have problems, who have issues, who are trying to kill themselves. They see these videos, and then for a couple of days, maybe, or a couple hours, couple days, maybe even a couple weeks, they'll feel better. All right, they'll feel like, okay, things are not that hard, and then they have to face reality. They get bullied, they get whatever goes on in their shitty lives. And they go back and try to see these videos, and it doesn't work anymore. That's why we have still a high rate of suicide. Because the videos don't address the real issues here, and their issues are internal. They're not just external. They're not just, well, yeah, things will get better for you, don't worry. How? It's an empty promise that can never be fulfilled. And let me just say this, people who create these movies are, these videos, who make these videos, you're stupid. I'm sorry. You're pathetic and you're stupid. Mildly on the edge of being fraudulent, because people say, oh, with this now I fixed everything. No! People who are suicidal need medical, psychological help. You get that? And you're not a psychiatrist, you're not a therapist, you're nobody. You can tell people, I'm sorry that you feel that way, you shouldn't feel that way, that you want to kill yourself. I will gladly help you with whatever you need, but I'm not going to sit here and make a stupid little video, a little cliche video, smirk and smile and be pompous about this and think that I know more than you, because I don't. Nobody knows more than anybody else regarding their own personal issues. I cannot advise somebody. If somebody calls me and says, I'm going to kill myself, first thing that I'm going to ask is, why? I'm not going to say, well, don't worry, shut up. It gets better. Shut up. Hang up. Don't worry, little kid. It gets better, okay? Because Dan Savage, this little weenie over here, says so, okay? It gets better. Alright, let's take a short little break. And we'll take this further apart. This is the Jose Soto Show, and you're listening to Jose Soto. We'll be right back after these short messages. And we're back. Somebody told me the other day that I was a little bit cruel for judging little weenie Dan Savage and for undermining the whole "it gets better" meme. That's what it is. It's a meme, not anything else. It's a meme. People are copying, trying to be cool. I mean, how can a meme really change people's lives and stop people from killing themselves? I mean, that's ridiculous. That's a very pompous way of looking at things, you know? And if you believe that, then you need psychological help. Now, I want to talk about this, why gay teens kill themselves. Well, I don't know why. I don't know exactly why. But I can say it's because there's various issues. Most of it is because they have mental issues, mental problems. It has nothing to do whether or not you do an It Gets Better video or not. And the other thing is, of course, brain chemistry, hormones, and all that, already affected by the fact that they're homo. That kind of elevates the propensity of those brain chemistries to collapse together and make it harder for somebody to analyze things clearly. So they result to suicide. But the solution is never talking about suicide. The solution is, for me at least, is to talk about how beautiful life is and to accept the ugliness of life. Accept it and move on. People will be bullies. People will be ugly. People will do really stupid things to make you feel like shit. Now, you have to be ready for that. You see, if I were to make a video, which I won't, but let's say if I do, make a video on how to, encourage gay teens to not kill themselves. I first say, you know what? If you kill yourself, you're a fucking coward, and you are. You're a coward. First of all, you're gonna hurt other people, and I keep repeating myself every 3 months, but I have to repeat myself. You're gonna hurt other people if you kill yourself. And to me, for those of you who know what you're doing when you kill yourself, it's a selfish act. It's a selfish act because all you think about is you, and you don't think about anybody else. The people who you affect with your suicide. Oh, you might think you might get a little nice spread on the Advocate magazine, or you might get mentioned on Tao Road or on Joe My God, right? And we can use you as a martyr against the anti-gay groups, whatever. In the end, it's a selfish act. It doesn't really accomplish anything. You're just dead. What good is a dead person? Nothing. You do better if you're alive and actually make change. Not only do you change your paradigm, change your lifestyle. By changing your lifestyle, you can change your environment. Changing your paradigm as well is very important. But what good are you dead anyway? You're useless if you're dead. But if you are alive, you can create the appropriate change, not only for yourself, but for others. And stop being selfish. Like Dan Savage, who gets Emmys and awards and yes, praises, and he gets his cock socked every day. Really? So the only thing that really will be accomplished by suicide is that everybody who knows the person is affected emotionally. I mean, it affects everybody. People go to therapy over this shit. And you say, oh, well, I'm going to kill myself to show them off. Really? That's really gonna, oh yeah, alright. And then your parents are gonna be all fucked up. Your sister, your brother, your relatives. I mean, they care about you. You might think that they don't, but they do. But if, and I've seen these young dudes, these young gay guys who want to kill themselves. And the thing is, what amazes me is that they have everything. They have, one time we had to make an intervention to some gay guy. That was a while ago, but part of my job at this group, this gay group that I was involved in California, is that we helped gay teens, crisis, to solve their issues. And sometimes we had to do interventions. I went to one of them where we had to stop somebody from killing themselves. And we called 911 and we called the police and everything. So we went over there to try to sort things out, and we talked to the parents. And the parents are like, they're gay supporters. Like, they support him. He's having a little bit of issues at school. The boyfriend doesn't like him. Something like that was going on. And then he was being bullied by some girls of the pep squad, whatever it was. And because of that, he's trying to kill himself. But yeah, look, we went to their house, and the house is a 2-story, nice little house up in the hills. A very lavish house, by the way. The kid had everything. He had an Xbox. He had a computer. He had everything going for him. Everything. He was ready to graduate high school and go to, I think it was it Arizona State? Or I don't know what, but he was getting ready to go somewhere. His college was all paid for already. The dad was going to pay for everything. He had a free ride. He was going to get a free ride to college. I didn't have a free ride. I had to pay my way through college. But he got a free ride in college, in the university, and he had nice clothes. He had everything going. And he had friends. Hey, that guy had a lot of friends. He wasn't a loner. And you know what? Many loners that I used to know when I was in high school and college, they were pretty set. They didn't need people. I mean, when you see someone, he's a loner, people think, he must have issues. No, not all of them. Some of them do, but some of them don't. Some of them just don't like to be around people. It doesn't mean they have issues. It doesn't mean they want to kill themselves. It's just that they're put together that they don't need you. They don't need you, okay? Just relax. But this kid, he had everything going for himself. And then I look at myself, and I look at people that I know in Mexico. I mean, you have these kids in Mexico, because I go to Mexico every 6 months. And you have these kids in Mexico who are dirt poor, have nothing to eat. Maybe some tortillas, some few pots of beans and corn, right? I see some of these kids. A few of them were gay. When I was working for a local organization back in Mexico, where my parents are from. So I'm involved over there as well. And these little kids, they go up to the tourist buses and they sell peanuts, they sell seeds, they sell gum, and they make $1 a day, let's suppose. $1 a day, less than that sometimes. And these kids are happy. These kids are just having fun, after they do their thing. Some of these kids were gay, I could tell, and they were 14, 15 years old, around there. They were teenagers basically. But back in Mexico, they have a little bit more independence. And they'll go out, they play soccer, they go out with their friends and have a good time. Yes, they're poor. They're poor people over there. And they have a lot of issues, believe it or not. They do. I mean, you have all the murders and the drug dealing and the violence all around them. And still they're able to capture life as it is and be accepting, but yet protective also. It doesn't mean that you have to bow down to this shit. But at the same time, they learn to appreciate the good of life. They're not dwelling on shit. Yes, they wish they had a better life. They all do. And I come here to America and I see these gay kids try to kill themselves because somebody called them a fag. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? What are you, a pussy? You can't handle that shit? Look, and I know, yes, I agree, you shouldn't be harassing people, but at the same time, you shouldn't be killing yourself because somebody calls you a fag. Alright? And some of these kids that I know over there in Mexico, they call each other fag, and I tell them, don't do that, respect each other. But sometimes, when they're playing around or they're playing soccer and they get a little bit, they get a little carried away, they would yell obscenities, and it hurts, yeah, but they move on, and they don't kill themselves. And look where they live. They don't even have. Some of these kids don't even have beds. They sleep in the floor. They only have 2 meals a day, at the most. And they live in these shacks with their parents. They're like 6, 7 kids in one shack. And then you have the already grown-up gay ones. Some of them are transvestites. That's very popular in Mexico, by the way. But some of them, they just, they move on with their lives. And their parents are, happy. Sure, they get taunted here and there. They get, a lot of the gay ones, a lot of gay people in that area of Mexico where I come from, where my parents come from, my family, the gay people there, they get taunted, just like everybody gets taunted there. Everybody gets taunted for anything. It's just how it is over there. But I've never seen anybody kill themselves over there. That's unheard of. What happens in Mexico nationally is that a lot of gay people get murdered, but that's because there was, money involved, jealousy, and they're trying to portray it as a hate crime. But hate crimes in Mexico are really, really low. The biggest crime right now is, of course, the cartels and all that shit. So these kids in Mexico, they are surrounded by death, destruction, murder, bloodshed, rape, even decapitated bodies, and they deal with that shit. Heck, even some of them, they lose a sibling to the cartels. They lose a cousin, a neighbor, a friend. What's going on in Mexico is basically almost like civil war. That's what's going on. That's what I think it is. And some of these kids are losing their friends, their neighbors, their relatives, their brothers, their parents. And they go through all this shit. But never have they tried to kill themselves. That's unheard of. But here in America, for some reason, kids fancy suicide. And it's not just the mental issues, because in Mexico, yeah, there are suicides in Mexico. And most of them are, in fact, because due to mental illness. But if you're telling me I'm going to kill myself because my life is harsh, oh Lord, it's so hard to live life. Look at these kids. They're not complaining. Why should you complain? Who are you? Oh, you want me to make an It Gets Better video? Dumbasses. In Mexico, we don't need It Gets Better videos. We just live. We deal with our shit. We don't need It Gets Better videos. We deal with our shit. We survive. And we're not there with, oh, I'm going to kill myself and all that bullshit. We survive. And if these kids can survive $1 a day, why can't a gay guy, 15 years old or 16 years old, survive with a healthy environment, medical insurance, television, computer, Xbox, everything that he has, big ass bedroom, big ass bed, everything going for him, a free lunch, a free ride to the university, and he is trying to kill himself because somebody called him something. And then of course you have what? Oh, not the Pep Squad girls. They came down and they were calling me shit. Oh no, I'm gonna cut my throat now. I'm gonna down some pills now. Is this what we have become? No wonder little Weenie Savage is doing this, because he doesn't take you seriously. He thinks you're a bunch of idiots and clowns, which you are, for those of you who are trying to kill yourselves. And you know, people are telling me, Jose, be sensitive. There are times when you are sensitive, and you don't earn my sensitivity if you're saying that you want to kill yourself, because when you say that, it's all bets are off now. Now you're talking about life and death. It's not like, well, you feel bad and things are going bad for you, or your mother passed away, whatever. Then you earn my sensitivity. I try to understand where you come from. But when you say, now I want to kill myself, well, then that's a whole different story. Now you're taking it to another level, where all bets are off now. I don't have to be sensitive anymore. Why should I be sensitive to a Walking Dead man? It doesn't make any sense. Think about it. Think about it, and we'll be right back after these short messages. And we're back. You know what interests me about this topic is that if you're suicidal and you're watching these videos, what actually goes into your head? What actually do you get from these videos? I mean, look, you have people who you never met, people who don't give a shit about you, because they don't. If they're making a video, it's because they think that by doing so, you're gonna, stop. You're not gonna kill yourself. You're gonna survive, right? With a YouTube video, right? And I'm not saying that these people have the wrong intentions. No. Their intentions are right. They're in the right place. It's just that they don't know how to express it. And because they don't know how to express it, this project is doing more damage than good. Because now everybody is saying that just because you do It Gets Better video, problem solved, wipe your hands and walk away. And then guess what? The gay teens there are still going to try to kill themselves. Because we think that Weenie Savage has already fixed this problem. And now people are starting to admit on the blogs, on Twitter and everywhere else, on Facebook, you know what, this It Gets Better thing is not really working. No shit, Sherlock. Duh. Of course it's not working. It cannot work. And for us to depend on this shit, it's just ridiculous. Now, I understand that the San Francisco 49ers, they made an It Gets Better video. We have it linked up on the GaryReport.net. It's funny, somebody emailed me, well, look, I'm not the only editor on that site. Okay, that's a site. I'm the chief editor, but I am not a dictator. I don't say don't do. We report everything, even the stupid shit that comes out. We report stupid shit. Garbage in, garbage out. That's what we do. That's our business. So, just because we link to it doesn't mean we approve of it. It's like if some gay guy gets beaten up and we report it, doesn't mean that we approve of the beating. Okay? Somebody just emailed me. You have the It Gets Better video of the 49ers up on the Gary Report. Yeah, they do. Actually, we have somebody else that does the videos. Yeah, they put it up. I have no objection to it because it's the 49ers and they're doing it, and people can make up their own minds about it, like I am. The 49ers were pressured to do this. Once they done it, that's it. Wipe your hands and walk away. That's what you do. That's what the It Gets Better video is all about. Is to cleanse yourself, to have this pseudo fake catharsis. Wipe your hands clean and leave. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Are you gonna fix the suicide problem? No, you're not. You just made a stupid video. That's all you did. That's all you can do. You're not a therapist. You're not somebody that's going to stop somebody from killing themselves. What do you think you are? Because somebody that is contemplating suicide is beyond any reasonable approach. You can't reason with somebody that's already decided to kill themselves and take their own lives. Okay? The only thing you can do is hope for the best. That's all you can do. Or pray. Yep, that's all you can do is pray. Pray that they don't kill themselves. But if you're gonna assume that with the little video, I'm gonna do this video, it's gonna make everything better. We're gonna stop getting suicide. And you know that they're not. You know that that's not what's happening. And even the supporters of It Gets Better, they have all come out and some of them have come out and say yes, it hasn't really made any dent to the suicide problem. No, it hasn't. All right, it hasn't. And I'm sick of this shit that people are, we fix this problem. No, I care about those gay teens. I don't want them to kill themselves. And there are different approaches to this problem, and it has to deal with psychological issues. Something's happening in America that is making these teens kill themselves. And it's not just mental illness. It's something else, too. It's because, I say it's the media. Somewhere in the media, part media, Hollywood and everything, where they glamorize suicide. If you go to Mexico and you watch television over there, rarely do they glamorize suicide. They don't. In fact, the people who kill themselves in many of these soap operas, because soap operas are more popular over there, the people who kill themselves are really desperate, evil people that do that. So in Mexico, you don't have that kind of a problem. In Mexico City, you have suicide there because there are people who have a lot of mental illness. It's a mental illness. Yet over here in America, the richest country in the world, we have one of the highest suicide rates and higher than Mexico. Why? Because we have glamorized it. People think that when they kill themselves, they become a martyr. And people will be sorry. And if we stop feeling sorry for these people, maybe they won't kill themselves. And when we start talking about, oh, this gay teen killed himself, oh, and everybody has, everybody turns out, we have vigils and all that. No, stop it. No more. If they kill themselves, too bad. Shouldn't be doing that, by the way. It's a selfish act. Period. No, but we go over there, we have vigils, we cry. Oh no, poor Jamie Roddenberry, poor XYZ. Oh no, they killed himself. And let me tell you who else killed themselves. There were two guys, two teenagers, who were It Gets Better, and they both did It Gets Better videos, by the way. You see, yeah, Jamie Roddenberry was one of them. He made an It Gets Better video. That was a teenager up in upstate New York, and he made an It Gets Better video, and guess what happened to that guy? He killed himself. He hung himself. Yep. Oh yeah, It Gets Better video. Kill you, and you do a video and then you kill yourself. How about that? Then this other teenager, 19 years old, up in, I think it's California. I remember correctly, down in Calabasas, or was it somewhere in the Inland Empire? It's right next to Legoland. I forgot that area. Where's that area at? Anyway, well, this dude, he worked for. Well, he's an activist for the Trevor Project. I support that Trevor Project. It's a nice project. It's way better than It Gets Better. Let me just tell you that, because they actually get involved with the teens. It's not just throwing out a video and say hope for the best. No, you actually do want to talk to these people. You want to talk to these teens who are unstable and say, why are you unstable? And really pound it in their heads that suicide is something that only weak and stupid morons do, okay? Some of these guys who kill themselves are doing it for attention. And when this whole meme, It Gets Better, came out, of course, some people were doing it for their own attention, for their own personal gain. I believe that. I remember when I saw one, because I was researching this for a documentary I made, and that documentary, it's on my it's on the Jose Soto Show YouTube channel. That's gonna be taken down because we're gonna update that with new information as soon as I get around to it. Probably won't be until this fall. But I saw this weird It Gets Better video. This gay dude was up there, prancing around, saying how life is good, blah blah blah. Then he said the phrase about a couple times. But what really struck me about this video, about that particular person, is that he talked to the viewers as though we were just like little kids. He even said, "Pay attention to me, little ones." That's what he said. You little ones. Like, what the fuck is this? What do you mean, little ones? Fuck, I'm older than you. You call me a little one? This is a joke. I mean, this whole project is a fucking joke. Okay? I know people will disagree. Oh, Jose, no. Oh, shut up. Explain to me then why we have higher rates of suicide after this whole It Gets Better thing started. Explain that to me. Come on, Einstein. Explain that to me. You don't care because you only care about is protecting Weenie Savage's image. That's what you care about. You're all about protecting the project itself, Dan Savage, and this little meme that you have. You care more about the meme than you care about the people. That's what I got to learn. And when you have two famous gay teen suicides that happened in the last year, this happened within the last year, during the height of this meme. Two of them made It Gets Better videos. They were both well known. That's why they got into the media. And they killed themselves after making an It Gets Better video. How about that? You even have dead walking zombies who are trying to kill themselves as well doing these videos. How lame can this be? If that doesn't really ring a bell to you, if that doesn't raise a red flag for you, I don't know what will. I don't know what will. Now, I know some of you might be sending me emails and messages telling me, Jose, how can you be, people have, they want to help. They want to, contribute. If you want to contribute, volunteer for the Terror Project. Volunteer at your local suicide prevention group and actually prevent a suicide. Then you're helping. Then maybe I'll say, okay, now you're doing something. Now you're actually becoming more than just a cliche, more than just a figure on a computer screen. Now you're actually doing something for somebody. Right? Now, I know there are a few people that I've talked to over the months of this meme, and they said, the It Gets Better campaign really helped me. And then I always ask, were you planning that day to kill yourself? Were you actually going to take a knife and slit your throat? Or were you going to take that noose and actually wrap it around your neck? Were you actually going to do that day? Did you plan it? Did you write it down? Was it on your mind the whole day? And they'll say no. So there are some people who think, oh, it saved me, but it really didn't. Because you are not really going to kill yourself anyway, so why would this even apply to you? And the funny part is that this is meant to prevent suicide, and then you see like some videos have like 50,000, 100,000 views, 200,000 views, whatever. And some of the most famous celebrities have like 1 million views. I'm like, so there what? There are 1 million gay teens who want to kill themselves? I mean, what? And that's what I don't understand about this. Well, I do, in a way that it is fraudulent, and that it is bullshit, and it's all for the benefit of Weenie Savage. That's for him. He gets the Emmy Awards. He gets the whatever awards, the GLAAD Awards, the everything awards, the MTV Awards. He gets everything. You get nothing. Just sit there and make another YouTube video so that way, you can create more ad spaces for YouTube. Alright? Promote Google Chrome. And Google, they have a lot of shady practices. Stealing your private information and everything. I don't want to bag on Google, but there are fishy tactics that this company is engaging in. And for Mr. Savage to be there and being their little puppet and their little mouthpiece is, to me, very disingenuous. And this all means corporate takeover. It just smells that way. The corporate takeover of a supposedly meaningful campaign to stop bullying and to stop all this. And it's not really doing it. It's not cutting it. And it's all, of course, to make Google look good. That's what it is. And for more people to upload these videos and use their products. Alright? And Dan Savage, for him to come out and say he's against bullying, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. He's full of shit. Okay? That's why I'm not really fully engaging in the anti-bullying campaign. I just don't believe you should harass people. But I come up here on this show and I say some very hard-hitting things. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say, no, we shouldn't call each other names. I'm just going to say this. If you're going to be up there with a campaign saying that we shouldn't bully anybody or each other, then shouldn't you follow the same rules, Mr. Savage? Or should that only apply to everybody else who doesn't have an Emmy like you? Hypocrite. Anyway. Alright, let's end this right now. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Twitter feed at The Real Jose Soto. You can also check out my blog for the latest rants and thoughts of anything that I need to say. You can visit me, The Real Jose Soto. That's The Real Jose Soto.blogspot.com. You can also follow us on YouTube by subscribing to our YouTube channel, The Jose Soto Show. This has been Jose Soto. I thank you very much for listening in and tuning in. And I'll see you next time. Take care and good night.